So I have avoided talking about this for as long as possible, but today my hand has been forced. If you all remember, a couple days ago I uploaded a video talking about how I wasn't really feeling a lot of the decisions Mattel was making with the Barbie Extra brand. One of the things that I alluded to was the Barbie Extra Minis, which we first saw images for last year, and whenever they were revealed to us, my initial thoughts were, really? This is what you're investing money into? Like the sculpts, the hair fiber, like the time it takes to design these dolls, like you're investing all this time and money into this instead of improving the actual dolls and the line? Whenever this minis line was revealed to us, people were making comparisons with LOLOMG and Bratz because this is kind of MGA's territory. Like, the design philosophy, the big head, tiny body, which kind of goes against all that Barbie stands for. Her semi-real proportions are what really separates her from a lot of the post-Bratz fashion doll lines that are out there right now. And if you really think about it, every single time that Mattel makes another fashion doll line that isn't Barbie, they never have Barbie proportions. Why is that? They have in the past, what with Shawnee and So in Style, these doll lines weren't Barbie, but they had Barbie proportions. It wasn't until after Bratz came out and Bratz perverted what fashion dolls were supposed to be proportionally that Mattel kind of gave up that standard. Well, not just Mattel, but like all companies making fashion dolls. Kind of lean into the more stylized uniform look where all the base dolls in the line use the same sculpt to save money on having to make individual sculpts for each and every single character. And that way they can invest more money into the fabric fashions. To some collectors, that's really all they care about. You see, fashion dolls are like cake. The doll itself, like the base doll under the clothing, is the cake. And the clothing is the icing. And sometimes it's really difficult for some people to look at the whole cake whenever it's covered in nothing but delicious looking icing. Some people are still willing to eat the cake, even if the cake tastes like crap, as long as it looks pretty. That's all that matters. But when I saw this, I can't tell you how disappointed I was. I'm not surprised. Mattel has told us, like they've admitted time after time after time again, that kids nowadays, they gravitate more towards the stylized dolls than they do Barbie's more semi-real model-esque proportions. Like I mentioned before, every time Mattel releases a new fashion doll line, they never have Barbie proportions, which makes you ask yourself, if kids aren't really gravitating towards Barbie proportions anymore anyways, then why does Mattel keep trying to sell it to them? Like, why even pander to kids, like try to force Barbie onto them if they prefer the more stylized proportions? And what would make sense to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens one day, would be if Mattel were to make Barbie a more adult collector exclusive brand only for like people who are looking for the more realistic model-esque proportions, and then create a new doll line under the Barbie branch that has the more stylized cartoony proportions that kids like. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened one day and it completely overtook, like it completely overhauled the Barbie line. But now, as it is, Barbie, to a lot of people, like to the general public, is still seen as like a kid's brand. There are people out there, believe it or not, who even with the $100 Barbie dolls or the Silkstones, they'll still be like, oh, it's Barbie, it's for kids. And it's gonna be a long time, I feel like, before that changes. Barbie's the mother of all fashion dolls, and she was initially made as a kid's toy. And of course, toy lines have changed a lot since the 1960s, and that can sometimes make it difficult for older toy lines to adapt. And they have to adapt with the times, or else they won't survive. And this is Mattel adapting, unfortunately, so we all have to kind of understand that, like, the Barbie Extra Minis, they haven't got like a wave 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for no reason. They're selling. Kids are buying them. By today's standards, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if kids are gravitating more towards the Barbie Extra Minis. Even though I want them to die, we have to put up with this because it's just business. I wish that they would just leave the stylized dolls to MGA and focus on improving the Barbie brand as it is. I don't work at Mattel, so I don't get any sort of say in that. All I can do is come on here and tell you all how I feel. And in the same vein of that statement, MGA's Dream Ella, or as it was once known, Aria line, was released last year. And of course, it was nothing that we all hoped it would be. What we were all hoping was like an MGA quality, like clothing quality doll line in Barbie proportions. Something similar to 2010's Barbie, I was thinking, maybe the Fashion Fever era. And what we got was basically a parody of what modern Barbie is, which ignores a lot of what makes Barbie special nowadays, which is the articulation, the body type diversity, the face sculpt diversity, the hair texture diversity, the unique screenings. Ignores all of that special stuff. And it's just basically a parody of what Barbie is in her current state. I don't know if it's MGA trying to steal some of Mattel's budget doll demographic, or some of the people who prefer Barbie because of the more traditional fashion doll proportions, or if it's just MGA being petty. It's probably a combination of the two. I just wish that Dream Ella was trying to be better than Barbie instead of somehow being worse, because like I said, it really lacks a lot of what makes Barbie special and why a lot of people still buy Barbie nowadays. It's really tone deaf, really, is what it is. I mean, I know it's a kid's doll line, but MGA as a company, I feel like more so than Mattel, creates products that can attract both the average consumer and collectors. And Dream Ella really isn't doing anything for collectors at this point. I mean, they have collector lines coming out, so we will see. Maybe they will change. But as it is, Dream Ella is such a direct knockoff, or parody, if you want to call it that, of what modern Barbie is. They even have their own Dream Ella Extra line called Extra Iconic. It's not the same because they have an extra word on the title. They're really pushing it though. It's like they're poking at the bear right now. Like, come on, take us to court. I dare you. And I can see how people can find that funny. I just wish they'd stay in their lane or make a good Barbie knockoff. Come on, MGA. We've all seen that you can do better than that. So I'm gonna start off by looking at one of the Barbie Extra Mini dolls. I picked this one up a couple months ago, and it's just been kind of sitting in my backlog of things to review. So what better time to open her than today? So here is the Barbie Extra Mini doll straight out of its packaging. These are not numbered, so I don't really know what else to call this one. I don't know the model number off the top of my head, but I picked this one up specifically because these dolls look so stupid. But this one, to me, it looks like I made a story in my head, and it's that this doll gets up every single morning and she's got a vanity, and on her vanity is a giant stamp, And all she does in the morning is just go, she just stamps this logo on her head every morning. Like, this is just so stupid that I couldn't not buy it. And really, what makes me so mad about these is that they're fully articulated and they got a lot of nice like clothing designs that can't fit regular Barbie. I really wish that these were made into regular Barbie extra dolls. Some of the accessories you can steal for regular Barbie, like you could pry these earrings out and put them on your regular Barbie doll. You can use these articulated bodies for your Kelly or Chelsea dolls. But apart from that, this didn't need to exist. It really didn't. These dolls do come with their own stands though, which separates them from the regular Barbie extra dolls. I wish the regular extra dolls had stands. And some of their accessories, like I said, can be used with the normal Barbies. Like, this is literally just a Barbie accessory. It doesn't even fit her. Like, look at this. This obviously wasn't made for this doll. And I can't even use the glasses because they're so huge. It's just such a disappointment. Like, I'm just so disappointed in Mattel. Like, all these dolls have the exact same face sculpts, exact same screenings, exact same bodies. Basically everything that I hate about MGA's dolls. I will say that I noticed they have glitter inside of their eyes, which is kind of a cool detail. But apart from that, I wish they would die. I wish this spin-off would die. And I wish that all the money that went into them could go into more accessories or more clothing items for the actual Barbie extra dolls. And I thought the same exact thing whenever these Dream Ella mini dolls were revealed last week. Like, the design on these dolls, like the clothing is so much cooler than anything the regular Dream Ella dolls have put out to this date. It really sucks because I would have loved this outfit in Barbie size. I was hoping that at least I could use her shoes, but her feet look a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. And here is the Dream Ella Extra Iconic Minis doll straight out of its packaging. This one is called Aria. At least that's what it says on the box. I think it's funny that the Dream Ella line was originally going to star Aria, which is the blonde character, like the Barbie equivalent in the Dream Ella line. Either they thought that would be too close to Barbie, or they wanted some extra brownie points by making the Latina character the main character in the line. But this is Aria. I guess, I don't know, I guess they get transformed into minis or something. But this doll, I have to say, like, whenever I was saying that Dream Ella was a parody of Barbie earlier, like, this is proof of that, because I didn't expect it, but you see a lot of these details are just painted on, like printed on. I expected like the undershirt and the t-shirt to be separate pieces. In a normal MGA doll line they would be, but they're not here. And they lack, oh no, they actually do have. They have elbow articulation, so they are just as articulated as the Barbie Extra Minis, and even more articulated than the regular Dream Ella dolls. The regular Dream Ella dolls don't even have elbow articulation yet. Yeah, I don't really think I'm gonna be able to use any of these accessories for my Barbie dolls. I'll try the shoes, but I doubt they're gonna work. The earrings I can steal, the hair clip I can steal. Other than that, not much here for Barbie collectors, unfortunately. And just to compare them, here is what the sizes look like. They are skinnier than the extra minis, but their heads are smaller too. But the face sculpts are obviously based off of one another. Well, this one is based off of the Extra Minis face sculpt. There's no denying that. I will say that I like the head to body ratio better on the Dream Ella mini doll than I do the Barbie Extra Mini. But what I was most hopeful for was if Barbie collectors could use their shoes for their Barbie dolls, and kinda. Like, her heels are poking out the back, and if you wanted to do like a Cinderella Brothers Grimm stepsister thing and cut some of her foot off, then they could fit in. So, kind of a win, I guess. And I guess you can also use the bags they come with, and their earrings are very easily removable. They don't have the same pegs that Barbie earrings have on the inside of their heads. I wonder why MGA doesn't get in as much trouble with the, choking hazard bullshit, which is the whole reason why Mattel puts pegs on their dolls' earrings. What's with the double standard? So there was that. While I'm here, I want to go ahead and share with you all, last night I was actually able to finally repaint Madame Lavinia's eyebrows that Timothy sent me. What do you all think? I literally just used watered down acrylic paint, and I also changed the position of her beauty mark. They're a lot thicker than they were initially, and they're more neutral expression wise, just like I said I was going to. I like them a lot better than they were before. I might redo them eventually. It was my first time repainting eyebrows. And of course I also restyled her. The pants and the stockings I got from one of the new LOL OMG Fierce dolls. The boots were from one of the color reveal peel dolls that I unboxed last year. The shirt is from an old Fashionistas fashion pack. The bracelets I believe is from Ghanaian Barbie, I think. The purse is also from a Fashionistas fashion pack. The skull hand accessory is from the Dia de Muertos Rainbow High doll. The headband is from a Fashionistas fashion pack, and I couldn't tell you where the earrings were from. What do you think of this restyle from Madame Lavinia? Let me know. Well, that was all my thoughts on the Barbie Extra Minis and the Dream Ella Extra Minis that literally just came out this month. Don't expect any more reviews on these from me. They're not my thing. Alright. There's other doll tubers out there that are going to be eating these up and making videos on every single one. It's not going to be me, y'all. I've already given them way too much attention than what they deserve. But if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.